Hey book reader friends, this is Christy with Tatted Girl Reads, and I have a slightly different book video this week for you. I was asked a few weeks ago, how do you unhaul books? How do you make that decision? So my first question to you is, have you ever found yourself staring at your bookshelves and saying, I need more space? And also, should I keep this book or should I not? Well, this video is for you. There's also the other side of that of, oh my God, how do other people get rid of their books? I love each and every one of my books. Well, I'm here to talk about that today and exactly how I make the decision to unhaul a book or a bunch of books. And typically it happens that I don't try to do any more than 5. I don't have a set number, but I will try to keep the number low. And here's the first reason why is to that. Maybe I'm in a mood to clean my space, and then I get rid of a book that I actually really love. And then I'm sad about it in a few months. And I'm like, where did that book go? And that will happen to me. I will be like looking everywhere for it to find out I unhauled it. So that's the first thing, is I try to keep that limit low and to be sure that I'm not doing it for an emotional reason, because I don't want to get rid of things I actually do enjoy. So let's dive in on the rules that I have for myself. Everyone is different. That this way I do not keep books too long, or that I do not accidentally unhaul something that one day I would have wished that I've kept. That one line, the books I wish I had kept, can keep you really overlogged in books. We have roughly 7 bookshelves here that I use to hold my books. There's 4 here. These are mostly fantasy fiction and suspense. There's a few literature books in here, and there's a few fiction books in here actually. Things are sprinkled through. And then on the other side of my office, it is more of your business books and self-help books. And then in my living room is more literary books, things that I would use to learn how to write or find more expression through. 2 of the bookshelves are brand new because I caught that I was really busting at the seams, even though I have done unhauls. So let's go ahead and talk about this. The first question I have is, why would I unhaul books instead of adding shelves? Well, I'm in a rental unit. I can't add but so many more bookshelves without getting rid of furniture at this point. So the answer to the question is I need to create space. And that is why I choose to unhaul books. What are my rules? The first one, I DNF'd it. Well, that's a gimme. I'm not coming back to it. Now, there's a difference in DNF. There is a soft DNF and there's a hard DNF. For me to get rid of the book, it is a hard DNF. A soft DNF for me means that I'm going to possibly come back to it. There's one that I'm reading right now, which is Witch King. I have soft DNF'd. I know I'm coming back to it. It might be a week, it might be a year. I'm coming back to it. A hard DNF like How to Become a Dark Lord and Die Trying by Wexler is the last name. I hard DNF that, and I gave that book every chance. I think I got halfway to 3/4 through and I hard DNF'd it. That is definitely an unhaul for me. Is it a 2-star or lower? That is kind of a hard DNF rule for me. So if it's starting to look like, okay, this book really is just, if it's a 2-star, it wasn't enjoyable for me. There's only 1 or 2 elements about the book I liked in the first place. So why would I subject myself to that? So it's going to be a DNF. That means it's unhauled. I feel like painting the house would be more fun than reading that 2-star. It is going out. It's going to someone else that will love it, someone that will rehome it and give it love for life. It doesn't mean that it's not a good book. It's just not a good fit for me. And that is where I make the decision to DNF a book and then let someone else love on it. Number 2 reason, books that I haven't read. Okay. We have discussed that I have a large TBR. My book TBR, physical book TBR, is more than 100 books. I have said it in many videos that when I buy book 1 of a series, if the whole series is out or a few books of the series is out, I will buy the entire thing. And I have to have a good vibe. Like Robin Hobb, I had a good vibe about that series. Let me be specific with that. I'm not just crazy out there buying series left and right, whether I know if I like them or not. I have to have a good vibe about it. If I haven't read it, it's sitting on my shelf. There's a couple things then that I have to decide. The couple reasons why I might would get rid of a book that I haven't read yet. They have sat on the shelf for years, and there is absolutely no hope coming to that book. I come to it, and just some kind of resistance physically or mentally keeps me from going to it. I'll be honest, a lot of times that is a cover issue. Something about the cover has been just not connecting with me or me connecting with the book. Again, doesn't mean that book wasn't going to be good. That's my loss. If I get rid of it based off of a cover, that's my loss. But someone else might enjoy it. So let's move on, you know? There's so many other books out there. And another one is, if I haven't read the book, but there's something about the summary that isn't connecting with me. Maybe I'm going through something. And I will say that a summary can shift through the cycles of your life. Maybe last year you were going through something and you couldn't quite get there to read it. I'm going through a big life change myself, and there's certain family tropes that I can't discuss or dive into creatively. I can't read it. I just don't want to be there. I don't want to watch movies about it. So that summary didn't work for me. But maybe this year I'm healing so that now I can watch that thing or read that book. But if it's still not connecting with me this year, that's probably going to go ahead and be an UnHaul. Again, I'm probably going to say this a dozen more times. Doesn't mean that it's not a good book. It doesn't mean that I'm saying it's a bad book. I'm saying that it doesn't fit me right now. And it's been sitting here for a very long time holding space when I could put something else in its space that I am going to read this year. I am feeling resistance to that book. Again, like I said, the cover or the summary just isn't hitting. Reviews are the next one. If I haven't read it yet, but the reviews are starting to go like this. There's a couple on my shelf now that I could potentially UnHaul because the reviews were great before it came out, and then they started tanking. Now, I have just gotten in the past year where I'll buy a book based off of media and the feedback on it. So I don't have a lot of those, but I do have some. And, you buy a book because you get excited and you're like, oh, everyone's going to be so excited about this book. I can't wait to read it with everyone that's reading about it on social media and in our book groups. And then all of a sudden, everyone started reading it and the reviews started going down fast, boom, boom, boom. And then that freaking book just plummets in the rankings. There could be something triggering for that for you. You may find, especially for me, that I'm just like, no one likes it. And now that I read the summary again, I'm not sure that it's going to hit for me either. I'm going to go ahead and UnHaul it. Or I'll put it in a donation box, something to that effect. It doesn't always have to be, which, that's a form of unhauling as well. But typically I sell mine back. I'll either sell them to Half Price Bookstore or to on Pango. I like Pango a lot because I recoup a little more of my funds back than going to Half Price bookstore. But with that said, if it's just, I'm going Saturday and I want to go walk around the bookshelves and I know the books I'm going to buy probably aren't going to be that expensive anyway, I might go ahead and drop them off at a half price and let them purchase them. I don't make much off of those, but if it's a special edition or some other more popular book, I'm probably going to sell it on Pango so I can go ahead and get more money for it, because let's face it, books are expensive and I do see them going up. As I'm watching recently, books were going from like $28 and $29 for hardbacks, and now they're kind of merging into that $32 range, and even some that are $40. The Poppy Wars special editions, those start out at $40, and as it's been out for a little bit, I'm noticing the hardbacks are coming down in price, but when they first released, they're $40. So I want my money back, and that is a reason to UnHaul also, is that I'm just not going to read it if the reviews are tanking and the summary doesn't work for me. I'm not going to just UnHaul a book because no one else likes it. I will say that. But if it's just one of those things that you can just really get the vibe on, you get the feeling, no one's liking this, I'm probably not going to like it either because this really wasn't for me anyway. I just picked it up because everyone else was picking it up. You kind of already know. Okay, the next section I want to talk about, number 4, I think it is now, a book I have read and I no longer feel like I'm connected to it on a deep level. That's the next one of why I would UnHaul a book. You've read it, it's fine. It was good. It wasn't a 2-star, but it wasn't a 4 or 5-star. It was, or maybe it was a 4-star, but you're just like, yeah, that was cool. I really enjoyed that, but I don't need it. I'd rather someone else read it now. I want to share this book versus holding it here on my shelves as a place of some kind of trophy. There's really no reason for me to hold on to a book like that if I don't feel connected to it. I am not one that will ever, I shouldn't say ever, that's too absolute, but I will probably never reread a book. I know I'm going to break the internet right now, but I typically will not reread a book. There's too many other books waiting. So I'll read a book, but I'll really take it in, and then I'll move on to the next book. Now, I will listen to it, but I won't read it again. If I'm not even halfway attempting listen to it, then it's probably one I could go ahead and UnHaul. If I'm going to listen to it again, there's a chance that book meant something to me. So I might hold on to it a little longer and see if that inkling ever happens again to listen to it. If not, then I'm probably gonna go ahead and let it go, because immersion reading is fun. So when I'm re-listening to a book, so for instance, Poppy War, I read the whole series, absolutely in love with it. That's one that I will come back to often. I have the books. I'm getting the special editions as well. But the paperbacks also hold some special meaning to me, so I'm holding on to those as well. Normally I would unhaul that paperback edition, and I read it, but the paperback does have, especially book 2, has special meaning to me, so I'm holding both. But if I upgrade to a special edition, I'm gonna probably get rid of the first editions that I bought. I try not to do that often, but there are some books that mean so much to me that I can't help myself, or that are just come out that are just so beautiful that I cannot help myself but to go ahead and get the new editions. And then I will unhaul the old one. There's no sense in that, both of those sets taking up space for me, unless it's like a Red Rising. That's a whole different ball game. Let's see. I felt no connection to the book on an emotional level. Felt like it was fine. It was a book that didn't get a 3-star. I've read it, but it didn't get a 3-star or higher. It's probably going to be okay for me to unhaul it. It may even be a book that I still think about. It might be something that nagged me, something that irritated me about it, or a piece that I actually really did truly love, but it doesn't need to be on my shelf. I'll unhaul it. I don't have any qualms about it. And obviously, again, if it was a 2-star or less, I am unhauling it, but I probably DNF'd it anyway. There are some books that you get all the way through and then you realize the ending was that bad. So maybe it didn't get its 2-star rating until the end. Those are worth unhauling. And that's really how I make the decision. It's really not that hard. It's just, do I feel emotionally connected to the books that are on my shelves? Is it worth it taking that space for me on a permanent level? If not, why not let someone else get some pleasure out of that book? Why a hoarder, at least until I own a home, and then I can, maybe go crazy with a library. But until that day that I'm rich and start building my own libraries, for now, I have to make space. And that means that I have to unhaul some things. But I hope you liked this video. And if you did, please subscribe. I really do appreciate you for doing that, as always. Like this video. And another thing that helps out this channel is sharing the video with your friends. If it's something you think that, they might enjoy, sharing it would be fantastic, and I would greatly appreciate it. I have put some links below in the description on how else you can find me between videos each week. And there is a Patreon coming. It might be a couple weeks, but I will put more of that in the videos in the weeks to come. But bye, you guys. Thank you.